I'm so excited for this update.
Look at
So,
you getting into phasmophobies.
it's because you've been teaching me, so now I'm excited. Welcome back. We've got an update for you. It's finally here, the grand update for the new progression system and equipment tiers. Progression. A new leveling system has been added with new rates of progression, new unlocks, and a prestige system. Prestige system.
Yes.
For this system to function, all current players have been reset to Prestige 1, Level 1. This way, you can continue to play your unlocked difficulties and locations. I like that. New
Yes.
players will start at Prestige 0, Level 1. Legacy Badge. Upon launching the game for the first time after updating, you will be presented with a new screen to choose a unique badge with options based on your pre-update level. Once saved, this is
Oh.
an uneditable, so be careful and choose carefully.
Ooh, I don't what? Okay.
Thoughts?
The biggest thing that I really like is the fact that people who have been playing still get Prestige 1 level 1 and new
Yes.
players get Prestige 0 level 1. I feel like that's very fair.
So we don't
And
lose our locations, which I like.
yeah. Yeah. Honestly I was kind of like, "Oh no, like all that leveling for nothing" type of deal.
Yeah,
But this is I'm okay with this. I'm not upset.
I like it. And the legacy badge, we get to choose a one-time
Uneditable. That's a
un
very hard word, not gonna lie.
unedible
And
badge.
unedible. Okay.
Yeah, an
Yeah.
unedible badge.
Oh.
So,
Mm.
once you choose, if you mess up, GG.
All right, for equipment upgrades, each equipment item now has 3 tiers. Tiers cost a large sum of money to unlock, but each tier will cost the same to bring into a contract. To upgrade a piece of equipment, reach the required level, go to the shop, and press on any item's UI tile on the screen. Then hit upgrade. Renaming. Several names have been replaced to accommodate changes or for the new upgrade tiers, so that the word covers a broader spectrum. I don't know about this.
Wait, these
Lighter,
are renames?
yeah, these are all renames.
Okay.
Lighter, igniter. Smudge sticks, incense. I get that.
I like
Camcorder,
that.
video camera. Glow sticks and UV torches, UV light. Sanity pills, sanity medication. Head mounted camera, headgear. Weak, strong flashlight, just flashlight. All right, dots. We felt that dots wasn't a very interactive evidence type, so we've completely refactored it from the ground up. Instead of being a clone of the ghost that gets spawned in and revealed with dots, the following will happen. You will no longer get duplicate dots ghosts or dots triggering during events, hunts, or other interactions. Ghosts with dots evidence can now enter a short dot state, where they are temporarily visible with infrared light. During this time, they will wander towards the nearest player before disappearing if the player is in the same room. Dot's ghost photos now count as normal ghost photo. Note, banshees will try to roam towards their target instead.
That's interesting. The other thing is banshees will try to roam towards their target instead.
Yeah.
I don't get that too much because then it says during this time they will wander towards the nearest player before disappearing. Isn't that the same thing as roam towards their target?
You'll know it's different with a banshee because the banshee was trying to get to you just to like actually kill you
Okay, okay,
instead of just appearing in front of you.
I can get that then.
But alright then. So firelights and igniters. You can now turn off firelights by pressing the use button again while holding it. Firelights now have a duration for their effects and no longer stop the sanity drain completely, with different amounts of sanity benefits per tier. Oh.
Wait, which one was the firelights?
Candle. Oh, okay, this is a big one. Okay. So I'm not sure if I told you about it, but if you hold the candle and it's lit, even though the whole house is turned off, your sanity will not drain.
Okay, so
Yes.
that you can't cheese it anymore, basically.
No. So but it's saying no
I
longer
like
stop
that.
the sanity drain completely.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it's just gonna slow it
So
down.
and it is different amounts of sanity benefits per tier. So I feel like
Okay.
that's fair.
Yes,
They're
yes,
trying to make
yes.
it more challenging, right? And then parabolic microphone. When using a parabolic microphone, you will now clearly hear all sounds you are aiming towards within range, while all other sounds will be muffled.
Thank God. Ah, thank you. I'm actually really happy about that one. That okay. The parabolic microphone I thought sucked. I thought it was a terrible like equipment
Yes.
item
Mm.
because you just couldn't hear anything. Like all your surroundings were loud. Whatever you're listening to is the same volume. So I
If you turned on your
thank God.
flashlight, it would go up,
Yeah.
or
So
like things
thank
like that.
God. I'm a fan of
Yes,
this one. That's gonna
I
make
like
it so
that
much
they're.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I like that they're making it better. I mean, it was already okay for like bigger maps, but this is definitely gonna help it out. And actually, it's gonna single out the room that it's actually in if you keep
Yeah.
just pointing at rooms. So I like that.
Yes. 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 So next is incense. The interval in which the ghost checks if incense is active is now much smaller, making repelling the ghost much more consistent.
I think it's also based on the moment it starts hunting or the moment it starts walking towards you, when you're able to turn on the smudge stick, or sorry, incense, um that it'll actually be more effective, because I know for a lot of the times you heard it walk towards you, so you turned on the smudge right away, and then it hadn't even started hunting, so you kind of
Oh,
screwed yourself over.
okay.
So now it's giving a broader like consistency, I guess.
Okay. I like that.
Yes.
Salt and ultraviolet. Salt will now only reveal footprints if the ghost has ultraviolet evidence. Oh,
Ooh.
thank you. Footprints will now share the same chance and duration as fingerprints, and glow sticks can now be used again after they dim to shake and revitalize
Oh
the
my
light they
god.
produce.
Yes, yes, yes.
So no
I
more
like that.
just one-time use.
Yes, I like that. Not that it was super expensive, but it was definitely kind of annoying to be like, oh, well, no, I have to buy like 3 or 4 of them, you know?
Yeah,
So I like that.
I like the whole footprints will only reveal if the ghost is it has ultraviolet evidence.
Can you explain that one to me? I'm not really understanding it.
So, you know how certain ghosts I don't know exactly which one, but if you find fingerprints, that's an evidence for that ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there's a ghost that doesn't use fingerprints as
Mm-hmm.
one of their evidence, they
Yeah.
won't show up on salt. Like they won't make a mark.
Ooh, so you can cross it out then.
Yep. Yeah.
I really like that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So it's gonna make it nicer there. Thermometers are now counted as a starter item alongside with the evidence items. The
Oh, okay.
the cold breath effect will now show at around 4 degrees Celsius and below. You must now use a thermometer to find freezing temperatures at 0 Celsius or below. To receive a room temperature reading, you must now hold the use button for a short period, tiers 2 and 3 only, and room temperatures will now be much more consistent between players. Freezing ghosts can lower the temperature to negative 10 Celsius, and non freezing ghosts can lower it to 1 Celsius. Temperatures will now drop at 1/3 of the current speed if the temperature is below the minimum weather temperature. That's
Interesting.
some big temperature changes. So this is just gonna make the thermometer a lot more useful.
Yeah.
Tripods and video cameras. Max amount reduced to 4. Ghosts can now throw video cameras like other items, and ghosts
Ooh,
can now rarely knock over the tripod.
what?
I like that.
First of all, yes, max amount reduced to 4. Okay. I love that they're able to throw video cameras. Not gonna lie. With the video cameras and the tripods, at some point it was getting very easy to just place the video camera with the tripod and it'll just catch anything and everything.
Yeah,
So I like the challenge of it.
because now you're gonna have to run over and pick it up, or have someone else pick it up for you.
I'll be like, "What are you doing, Ghost? What
You
did
have
you
to
buy
pick it
this? You
back
didn't
up.
buy this. What are you doing? This was like $400. What are you
It's a
doing?"
tier 3. You can't just be throwing it around like that. Consumables. Some items are now consumable. This means that if you use an item marked as a consumable in the shop, you will have to purchase it again when you leave. Disabling loose loose items in custom
Mm-hmm.
difficulty will not consume the items. So crucifix is now consumable. Firelight 1 and 2, igniter, incense 1 and 2, salt, and sanity medication.
Oh wow,
So you
that's
lose the
intense.
crucifix every time now. Okay.
Because a lot of the times you'll put like 2 or 3 of them, and if the ghost is actually munching on them, but you end up either not dying or getting the ghost right, you just get it back on your loadout. So I like that.
Okay.
It's gonna be definitely harder though. Reward changes. Several rewards have had their values adjusted to feel more rewarding and encourage the completion of objectives. Rewards for all objectives, tasks, and the weekly challenge have been increased drastically. Any experience earned will now give you the same amount in dollars. What? Rewards for collecting the bone will no longer be affected by the reward multiplier.
More money.
Okay.
I mean that's
Yes.
basically it, just more money.
Which I
So
like because all these changes, if I'm gonna have to be buying salt, igniter,
yeah,
firelight, crucifix every time,
we're gonna need the money.
better get paid more, punk.
Give me some more money so I can spend it on this
Yeah.
dumb game.
Oh god.
I'm addicted to this dumb game.
Yeah.
It's got a hold of me.
Training. The training mission has been replaced with a brand new experience. To access it, press the training button on the main menu. This version of training is set in a custom built warehouse with different rooms to show player how to use each item of evidence equipment, as well as give tips and tricks on how to play the game in a controlled environment. I like to have different rooms to show the player. Maybe it'll
Yeah,
be a different room for different ghost? Question mark?
yeah, I would think so. Just so like the player can actually know how to do everything. So Gamepad 2.0 added a Gamepad UI buttons control for the journal, voice recognition, text, and the main menu screen. Replaced the game UI navigation. So I mean, this is just they're just getting ready for the console release. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
Blocking players. You can now block other play. Oh, blocking another player will keep them permanently. Oh, okay. Will keep them permanently muted until you unblock them. To block and unblock a player. Okay, I thought this meant like they added like a physical hitbox to us, so you can stand in front of a doorway. I'm like, no, no.
I was so excited until you said muted until you unblock them.
Yeah, it was a different type of blocking.
New, upgraded the Unity engine for many performance improvements. Swapped from the Forward to Forward Plus renderer. With this, turning on multiple lights should no longer reduce your should no longer reduce your performance drastically. What? 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 What?
All right, so I'm a nerd.
Yes, you
This
are.
is
So explain
this
this,
this
you
just
nerd.
mean they really fixed their rendering up, so the game's gonna run smoother for people who have potatoes. That's
What is
basically
a
it.
potato? What are you doing?
A potato PC. If you have a little potato, you got like a little potato, little cable sticking out of it, a little maybe a USB for a mouse.
I
Then you can probably play
potato.
this.
What are you? What's going on?
Then you're probably gonna be able to play this game.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I
probably
like
for
that.
like the Switch or something. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, but it just means it's gonna be better.
wow. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Nerd Talk by Mammothy.
Thank you.
It should be like Nerd Talk with Mammothy. Yeah, yeah. And then it'll like start.
I like that.
Added a help button to the equipment list to explain the new icons to the player. What do you think I am? Dumb or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need it. Yeah,
Didn't you
I'm gonna
email them to add that specifically?
need it. I did for like months.
They finally
Um
listened.
Clicking on any equipment panel in the shop or loadout pages will now open a new window displaying new information and buttons for upgrading. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I like the
pretty
explanation, alright?
pretty cut and dry there.
Yeah. A small tier button has been added to the top left of each equipment item in the shop, which you can click to quickly cycle through unlocked upgrades. Okay, I like that. New gameplay descriptions and lore notes have been added to all equipment viewable in the upgrade system.
Hey, we getting more lore?
Equipment with the consumable key feature will need to be rebought after being used in a contract. You can now set a loadout to auto buy. This will refill any missing items when finishing a mission. I'm assuming it, but only if you have the money to buy all the missing
Yeah.
items. I was like, what? Okay. I mean, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That way you're not having to like click individually every time.
It's gonna make it easier.
Yeah. Added range indicators while placing to all ghostwriting books and motion sensor 3. Like that. Actually, I like that. I'm assuming that's gonna come out on the map itself.
Wait, what's it mean? Range indicators while placing? Isn't
Um,
that just like when you're trying to set it down?
when you put a motion sensor down, um, and you go back to the truck, on the map itself of the house, you're able to see when it lights up, and it also like,
Oh.
yeah. So
Okay.
it'll just do that also for the other one.
Gotcha.
For the books. I'm actually very excited about that.
Ah.
Cause
Okay.
played a couple games where we've lost the books, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Added platform specific icons to the player cards in recent players page. Player voices will now be affected by audio effects such as the Sunny Meadows hallway reverb.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's
I
cool.
like in-game
I like
audio.
it. It's more unique for sure.
Yeah.
Added gamepad UI button controls for the journal, voice recognition text, and the main menu screen. Can you explain that, sir?
It's they're like I said, they're just getting ready for the console release, so they're just adding actual UI for like Xbox and PlayStation controllers.
Added a fade to the VR head collision. Interesting. I need to get a VR now. When the game loads into a map or the main menu, it will now always be a smooth fade for VR and non-VR. Okay.
Okay.
The ghost will now leave EMF when blowing out a candle. What?
Wait, what?
Interesting. The ghost will now leave an EMF reading when blowing out a candle.
Oh,
I like that.
that's useful. Okay.
I'm gonna turn on the EMF and just stay on the candle.
You're like, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you. Several equipment items can now be turned on and off by pressing use when aiming at them while they are placed.
Okay.
Okay. Added support for the Quest Pro and added support for the Vive Focus 3. So just nerd stuff.
You guys
Yeah.
can look at the fixes right here. Look at this. Look at this. What is that monkey puck and now being grabbed? What? We could always grab it. I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Okay. Well, look. I have my coffee ready for tomorrow.